Daisy and welcome to my channel. You are in my Learn Tarot playlist, and in today's video we're going to take a closer look at a certain group of the Minor Arcana. The Page of Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. They are part of the Minor Arcana. As you have learned on some of my other videos about the 78 tarot deck, they are separated into the major arcanas and the minor arcanas. And in the minor arcana, you have a certain group called the court decks. And it's very similar to how you would expect how things would look like in a kingdom, where there is a mighty king. And of course, by the king's side is a wonderful queen. And there's also a valiant knight as well. And also a page to help the king with all his regular things and errands and things like that. Is we're going to look at the pages, and we're going to have a better look at each one of them. And as I have mentioned, there are 4 suits, so we will take a closer look at each one of them. The suit of Wands, the suit of Cups, the suit of Sword, and the suit of Pentacles. And it's interesting because each one of the suits, of course, will have its own character according to its suit. The suit of Wand represents fire. The suit of Cups, water. The suit of Swords is air. And the suit of Pentacle is earth. And with each suit and these elements, we can draw certain attributes according to those elements. The page, all the pages are associated with the element of earth. So with that being said, you're going to have the earth of fire, the earth of water, the earth of air, and the earth of earth. So with the earth of earth, you're going to have double of those intensity of those associations. Some of the decks, tarot decks, will refer to the pages as princesses and the knights as princes. So I'm going to be referring them as pages. The pages refer to youthfulness or childlike, or it also means that you're at that stage where there is something in your life that needs new information. You're learning. You're at the beginning stage of that journey or that experience in your life. It also represents new beginnings, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of feeling, a new way of acting. And also it represents messengers, new information that is being brought to you. They also represent new cycles, the beginning of new things, the arbingers of change. Let's take a look at the element here. We have the wands. The wands are fire, and in this place we've got the earth of fire. What can we say about this? The fire and earth combination, we can see it working. What happens is we can see how the fire, with its passion and intensity, wants to set the earth ablaze, while what we have with the earth providing its structure and discipline. So at the same time, we can say that the earth certain can contain the fire, but when that fire rages, it can temporarily rob the earth of its nutrients and its life-giving vitality. So one of those things that we've got to put into play here. The other thing that we have here with the wands is it represents your Leos, your Sagittarians, and your Aries. And here The pages are all about learning and doing. It's that excitement of embarking on all that, and it's in bringing that enthusiasm and that motivation. It also is that catalyst for change. So it could be a message in a reading about change and ushering these new motivations and new vitality for adventure. It's also about that intuition and that adventure. It's bringing in these new ideas to look at a new perspective, or digging into a new concept of exploration, spirituality, and unfolding of the subconscious, unconscious. So because the pages are all about learning new things, in the Page of Wands, we're looking at learning to trust our intuition and also learning how to wield the power that we have within ourselves. We can look at some of the basic symbology here, which is this land. And there's some peaks to travel, and as you hold your staff to explore these possibilities. And one of the things that we can look at here now when we dive into just looking at this card in basic, and as I mentioned before, it's important to look at your different decks and the different meanings. Like here, we have this young page in this traditional Rider-Waite deck. We have the salamanders. And again, we do see the salamanders as a representation, again, of fire. And one of the aspects we see is some of the salamanders are eating their tails while others are not. And that could be representative of the cycle of life, the rebirth and death. But because we're in this page state, this very young stage of learning this thing, we still maybe not aware of all the mechanism behind that and how to really, understand that whole concept. But we are going to be on that journey for learning that. When we look at this particular card here, then we see that we can use a lot different colors as well. The color pink for that kind and that deep, pure love that is expressed through the color pink. And then we have the regalness of the color purple, that spirituality, which is associated with the wands in general. So we can see embarking on a spiritual journey, a new quest, but there's still so much pureness of kind and love into this adventure or into this situation that we can see here. One of the questions that you can ask when the Page of Wands shows up is, who or what is showing up in your life that's showing you a happy or joyful way to approach your ideas and spirituality? So when we think about the Page of Wands, this is Earth of Fire, and we're looking at new ways of doing things. Okay, and now let's take a look at the Page of Cups. This is such a tender looking card, especially in this particular deck. And here, what we have, looking straight forward, we have the Page of Cups, Earth of Water. What a beautiful and tender combination. With the earth and water, we have the water nourishing the earth. And these combination, anything that is being brought in here has the potential to grow to its full potential. As we can see that the water is giving life force and energy to the also providing earth. And here, this is being represented by the zodiacs, your Cancer, your Scorpio, and Pisces, your water elements. And the season here is the season of summer. I wanted to mention that in the page, this is the season of spring. So now, this is, again, we've already know the nature of the pages. So the Page of Cups is all about learning these new feelings that we may be presenting, a new feeling, a new infatuation, and new imaginations that are coming through. This could be a messages that is coming forth in this reading that has to do with things that may be related to a new relationship, a new love, Could be a marriage, could be in its best form a pregnancy or new birth. So what we learn when the Page of Cups shows up in a reading are lessons about love and relationships, learning to connect with others as well. So what is the question that we may want to ask when the Page of Cups shows up in a reading is, who or what is holding a love interest and soothing your emotions when they are near you? So these are the beautiful messages. So this, when the Page of Cups shows up, it's about feeling. This particular card here, we see that they're on firm ground and there's a bunch of emotions, the water behind it, representative of the subconscious mind, and also the feelings. And the key thing that pops up in this particular page is carrying a cup full of spiritual wisdom, divine insights. A lot of new divine insights to be had, and new ways to express love and affection. So the Page of Cups is about feeling. Now let's look at the next page, which will be the Page of Swords. Gallant, chin up, ready to look into the world and learn new things. These are our Geminis, our Libra, Aquarius. The season is the winter, if you need a reference. And so this is all about the mental realm. This is about new ideas and new thoughts. And so this is also ushering new ways of thinking who we are, since we're all constantly changing and there's always new aspects of ourselves. So this is that opportunity. And when that shows up for you, it's about a new way of thinking about how you might see yourself in place in the world or in the situation that is showing up for you. Because the pages represent that childlike or that youthfulness or that playful attitude about something or learning something new. This could be that if this shows up for you, this could be that you're in that early stage of an idea or project or situation where you might be easily distracted. As we look at this page here, and his sword is straightforward. One foot is in one direction while the other one might go in another way. So you may be easily distracted because there's all these new ideas coming at this person right now. So that's what we have. So what we have a question to ask here is, who or what is softly asking for you to watch over your thoughts, and also maybe asking you to think intelligently about the possible challenges ahead. So when we talk about the elements, we've got earth, of, air. So it could be a little tricky here as well, because what we have here, while sometimes the air can come in and cool the earth down, and sometimes the air is way up there and doesn't come down to the level of the earth to see the reality of the situation and settle in. Sometimes it's too lofty and up at its head. So that's one thing to remember. So when we think about the Page of Swords, it's about that mental realm and a go for it attitude. Now let's look at our fourth, the Page of Pentacles. And so the Page of Pentacles is referring to our earth signs, Virgos, Taurus, and Capricorns. And here it is home where it's at. Earth, earth of earth, really grounded and just so cozy and comfy. And one of the associations that we make with Pentacles are the material realm. Your body, money, material things that we're seeking for here on earth. So here it's about new business, new career, new home, new hobbies, new way to manifest our physical bodies. So this represents all of that, the material world, focusing on our goals. This is learning to create money. This could be learning a new career. This is about education, something new about our home. As a messenger, this could also mean money and wealth and success coming real soon. In the time of season, this refers to the fall. And when we talk about the question that we can ask when the Page of Pentacles shows up is, who or what is asking you to approach your health, your work, your career with a playful perspective? And this is letting us focus in on learning to be, to connect with the I am of our self. So there you have it. Now could you imagine these characters coming to a party and you're inviting them over for a hangout? What are these going to say to you? Well, this one is saying, well, let's take a look at these projects. I really want to take a look at this and let's move on and focus on these great things. And this one's all excited. It's like, well, I don't know. I'm thinking about it and I love these new ideas and let's get more information about that. And here you've got the Cups. Well, I got to see how I feel about this. And how's that going to work out for me? And this is, well, I see this as a great new adventure to explore and I am up for the challenge. Let's do this together. These guys could really start up a wonderful adventure. Imagine how it's going to look as we introduce the next court. Check out the next video as we explore the Knights.